got it. I'm gonna blow this thing wide open.
What thing?
The Metroid conspiracy.
There's a conspiracy?
I got the files right here.
Who labels files like that? Is that spray paint? Where did you even get that?
The internet.
But you were... Oh, okay. Sure.
They can't hide anything from me. I'll show them. I'll show the world what they've been hiding. It all started as a post on January 3rd, 2008. Milton Guasti has been working on a secret project for 2 years now and has decided to let us all know about it. He has been working on a Metroid 2 remake. This is hard for me because personally it means a lot. I like Metroid as a series, and my favorite Metroid isn't Prime or Super Metroid like so many fans stand behind. It's the outdated, linear, and confusing Metroid 2 Return of Samus. Back when Return of Samus was still new, it was mind-bogglingly advanced. Just look at the graphic update from the original Metroid. This is a Game Boy game, and it graphically outpaced the original console game. Not only that, but it updated the gameplay significantly, and the ability updates are incredible. The game introduced the Space Jump and the Spider Ball, 2 tools in Samus's arsenal that revolutionized exploration. However, due to the graphical limitations of the Game Boy system, the environments fell flat and were forced to rely on texture to convey the alien environments. Too linear, some scream! This game has very little in the way of exploration. It's almost a straight line to the end. This is not a bad thing, not with how complex the first game was. I mean, look at it. The game was a labyrinth of locations. Go here, backtrack there, then go there. Wait, go back to this spot now. And its only real saving grace was the colors of each area, which sort of allowed you to track your progress. Our Game Boy sequel doesn't have the liberty of color, and as a handheld system, you're more often required to stop playing for periods at a time, usually so you can change the batteries. So, having large areas that are closed off to you until you defeat an allotted amount of Metroids makes the game flow a bit better. Each area is closed off by a highly corrosive liquid, which only drains once you've killed all the Metroids in that area. How convenient! In fact, this was the first Metroid game with a save feature rather than using this asinine password system. Metroid's a platforming adventure game, and it stands up there with Super Mario Bros. And Legend of Zelda. But what sets it apart is its darker nature and non-linear gameplay. While most Metroid games do have an intended path, they also hold the ability to deviate from that path. This is really good, because many obstacles are designed to be overcome with a specific power-up, but if you've played the game once or twice, you might know a few tricks to bypass that puzzle without the intended power-up. This does wonders about its replayability. In fact, speedrunners have been playing Super Metroid since its release, and they are still finding new tricks. The action portions of these games are nothing to scoff at either. Super Metroid had some pretty incredible boss fights, and the Metroid Prime series completely reinvented how you fought in the first place. Even in the beginning, Samus has used an array of unique weapons, from an ice beam that freezes enemies for enhanced platforming, to a wave beam that shoots through solid objects. She also has missiles that carry great destructive force, morph ball bombs for tight quarters, and the famous screw attack that turns Samus's body into a high-powered ball of energy. But who is this Milton guy? And what is so important about his Metroid 2 remake? While Metroid 2 is an incredible game, it doesn't age well for younger audiences, or more modern gamers. It's hard to get anyone who hasn't played it in his or her prime to play it now. Where Super Metroid has gorgeous graphics and tight controls and gameplay, Metroid 2 is left in the dust. Metroid 1 fell into a similar category, but luckily in 2004 it got a reboot with the Metroid Zero Mission, a classy remake of this first game with a complete overhaul on level design and graphics, with added areas and story development. Still, Metroid 2 is forgotten. Metroid 2, from a story point of view, is one of the biggest shifts in the series. It is directly responsible for the events in Super Metroid, and it inspires the entire aspect of Metroid Fusion. It is the only game besides Fusion to feature alternate forms of the Metroids. Well, Milton Guasti took it upon himself to remake this glorious game, and way back in 2008, he declared his intent to the internet. And in the following 8 years, he was approached by many fans wanting to contribute to his vision. I remember this initial trailer way back, but I never imagined it would ever get finished. However, On August 6th, 2016, Gwiazdy's vision had finally become a reality, and the game known as Another Metroid 2 Remake, or AM2R, was released. And with earth-shattering swiftness 2 days later, Nintendo put a stop to all sites with the download.
God damn it, Nintendo! You spend your time making this pile of mediocrity that no self-respecting fan wanted in the first place, while a true fan spent 8 fucking years reimagining a forgotten classic, and you shut him down. Sure, you have to protect your intellectual property, but it's not like he was selling it. It was a passion project. Hire him. Buy his game. I don't know, but there has to be a better solution than a cease and desist. Or maybe when the internet was abuzz 8 years ago, when he first started the project, you should have said something. But as it is, this iteration is a golden goose for you, still!
It's what Metroid needs, something to draw the fans back to the traditional. Retro Studios did it with an incredible reimagining of the series, in a contemporary 3D first-person shooter that, by all means, should have been terrible. But the folks at Retro knew games, and they knew what was important to the series. Mysticism and adventure. If you want the story, you must delve deeper yourself. And if you want to shoot everything, then you just go out and shoot everything and ignore the story. It's what failed in Other M. The gameplay was great, but the forced story ruined the experience. And that's not even touching on the fact that they turned Samus into a whiny little bitch, rather than the badass, give-no-shits bounty hunter we all love.
And then I asked what circumstances led the Federation here.
That information is not for an outsider.
The word he so obviously chose, outsider, pierced my heart.
Gwiazdy's game features incredible pixel art. Just the simple attention to detail is nice. Leave Samus alone for a minute, she checks her arm cannon. It's a nice touch. Gwiazdy incorporates well-written data scans of various areas and enemies that are completely optional, but very naturally written. It helps flush out the world of SR-388. And the music, my god, the one complaint I have heard about the original Metroid 2 is the music was flat and repetitive. The idea is it was supposed to create chilling atmosphere, and it does, though after a couple hours it does grate on you. AM2R reimagines the music majestically to fit both roles. Atmosphere is also recreated in the area redesign. What were once just black areas with a brick-like tile scheme is now a fully fleshed out temple with more than just a paragraph in the instruction booklet. The strange tangle of vines or something is now explained to be an artificially engineered plant designed to drain the life from creatures. This is not unlike the Metroids that were bioengineered here as well. This gives us a bit more of an understanding that maybe these were early attempts at creating Metroids. That's all it takes, a couple of paragraphs, and we are making connections and discovering hidden lore in the universe.
Oh, what's that, Nintendo? You don't like the fact that someone else has built a fantastic expansion on a series that you clearly don't give two shits about? Gotta protect your intellectual property? At least you still got Federation, farce. How much money did you lose with that game?
Yeah, I'm talking about the game that had an E3 trailer that got 25,000 dislikes to its 2,500 likes on its first day. It even had a change.org petition to stop it from being made.
Okay, now that's going a little far, but the message was clear. It's been 5 years since we got a new Metroid game, and some shitty team-based shooter is what we get? Your fans want a Metroid game, not a spin-off that retains nothing of why we love this series.
I don't care about story canon. Other M crushed that. The update is more than graphics and layout. The enemy AI is superb, and it almost feels like they're learning. The first Alpha Metroid is not super hard, but as time goes on, the Metroids seem to be smarter, dodging obvious missile shots. Eventually, they start deking more and charging at you. The placement of specific weapons moves as well, where in the original you would find an ice beam. The game replaces it with a charge beam, a weapon that's not introduced until Super Metroid. As well, there are other hidden techniques, such as the Shine Spark. This is more than a simple reimagining of the game. It is a work of art. Visually stunning with incredible gameplay and music, the game creates an atmosphere that rivals Super Metroid. The bosses are redesigned to better suit the updated gameplay and offer intense platform combat. This is a game made by a small team. Roughly 37 people helped make this game a reality.
Listen, I'm not saying that Nintendo shouldn't make spin-off games for their series. There isn't anything wrong with wanting to explore the Metroid universe in another light. But don't shit on your fans who want to see more of the original series.
The crew that made AM2R wasn't in it for the money. In fact, Gwasty explicitly stated that it was always intended to be free. This is a work of love. A love for the franchise and universe. A love of Metroid. Protect your IPs, Nintendo, but no damage was done here. If anything, this game only strengthens the series.
What message are you sending to your fans when you promote this, but you condemn this? I don't hate Nintendo, far from it. They did what they had to do to protect their product. It was most likely the safest play to close down the game. I just wish there was a better way. But as it is, it's the internet, so once it's out there forever. So if you want the game, you can still experience Gwasty's masterpiece, a nearly flawless game that rivals Super Metroid in almost every way.